Have you ever watched your dog happily work for their trainer and thought, I think my dog likes them more than me? And if you've ever had that thought, you're not alone. In fact, I think that feeling is one of the biggest reasons people quit training. They pay the money, and then the trainer takes the leash, and then the dog can do a perfect heel all of a sudden, a perfect recall all of a sudden, a perfect place. And then the leash comes back to you. And suddenly everything falls apart. The dog won't stay, the dog won't come, the dog won't walk correctly. It feels like the dog belongs to the trainer instead of you. And then people start believing that the trainer has some kind of magic touch. I promise we don't. We have repetitions. I remember training an XL bully named Boom Boom. And when I tell you that that man earned that name, this dog walked across the floor and you felt it. He was literally the biggest dog, not the biggest dog I've worked with actually, but he was a huge dog, easily the size of a grown football player. And then you look at his owner. She couldn't have been more than 5 feet tall. She probably wasn't 5 feet tall. Teeny tiny, petite. And she'd say, he listens to you, but when I tell him something, he doesn't listen. Now, here's what's interesting. Okay. Boom Boom wasn't some like dominant guy trying to overpower this lady. He was literally one of the softest dogs I think I've ever worked with. A stern look from me was enough to hurt his feelings. The real problem wasn't Boom Boom, it was the picture his owner had painted in her own mind about her capabilities. She had convinced herself that she wasn't capable of controlling a dog that size. The dog wasn't even fighting her, she was fighting herself. And that's one of the hardest parts about training your own dog. You're emotionally invested, you second guess yourself, and then you remember yesterday's mistakes, and every mistake feels personal. The trainer doesn't necessarily carry that baggage. The trainer just does the next rep and hopes that the next rep is better than the last. Think about learning the piano. You watch somebody play beautifully, every note is perfect. Then you sit down and you hit the wrong keys, the timing is off, you stumble through the song. Would you honestly conclude, I guess I just wasn't born to play the piano? No, you wouldn't, hopefully. It's, I haven't practiced enough. Dog training is exactly the same. People don't fail because they lack talent. Anybody can train a dog. Anybody. They quit because they mistake awkwardness for inability. Now, let's talk about group class. People often think their dogs listen because the trainer is standing nearby. There's an element of truth to this, but it's not for the reason that you think. Group class works because of three things: accountability, structure, and repetitions. The trainer isn't distracted by cooking dinner or checking emails or answering the phone. The trainer knows that they only have a limited amount of time with your dog. So every minute counts. Every walk that the trainer takes is a training opportunity. Every doorway, every recall, every sit, every repetition has a purpose. They live obedience. Then you take your dog home. Life gets busy. One day turns into three. Three turns into a week. And then before you know it, you've practiced almost nothing. Humans are funny that way. We behave differently when people are watching. We show up for the workouts, we finish races, we participate in class. We do the homework because somebody might ask if we did it. But what happens when nobody is watching you? That's where the habits are built. That's where confidence is built. That's where a great dog trainer is made. So here's the framework that I want you to remember when you're having these thoughts. Reps, okay? Reps, get the reps in. R, repeat, repeat. Not until you're perfect, until it becomes familiar. E, expect awkwardness. Expect it to be awkward. The first pancake is always ugly. You're supposed to feel clumsy. You're supposed to fumble with the leash. You're supposed to forget your time, and that's part of learning. P, practice privately. Practice the repetitions nobody sees. Create the dog that everybody notices. Okay? S, show up anyway, especially on days when you don't feel motivated, especially on the days where you think you're terrible at it. Because those are the days that separate people who improve from people who quit. Now, here's the truth: your trainer isn't better because they're special, I swear. They're better because they've done thousands more repetitions than you. And that's actually great news because it means you can become that person too. Imagine 6 months from now, somebody watches you and your dog walking together. Your dog checks in with you, walks politely beside you, responds the first time you say something, and they think, wow, I wish my dog listened like that. They didn't see the boring Tuesday evenings. They didn't see the missed rewards, the awkward leash handling, the forgotten treats, the repetitions. All they see is the result. So stop comparing your chapter 1 to a dog trainer's chapter 20. You don't need more talent, you need more repetitions. Your dog trainer doesn't have a better dog than you, is not a better person than you. They simply have more repetitions than you. And the version of yourself that you admire in your trainer is waiting for you on the other side of 10,000 repetitions.